See, that's another thing. The brothers and sisters that got caught up in that crack and that dope and all that, they got really caught up. You know what I always say? That I never went astray after I heard that teachings. I never went astray. I never got caught up in nothing. I went to jail and everything. I sold dope and everything. You know, but never got caught up in that I was consumed by that. And that influenced me to do what I did. That didn't influence me. When I started selling dope again, what influenced me to do that was to get money, to get some guns, to murder them niggas that was, you know, killed the father. You know, so I made an exception then in '69. And I rocked that from June to about August. Till we got them.
About 2 months.
Till we got them guns. And then I went on a tear. And I might have got caught up in that I didn't put it down.
Oh, you mean you didn't put it down?
Yeah, because I was supposed to go to college, God. And instead of leaving 2 weeks for the orientation, I prolonged it. And say I'll go next week. And when next week comes,
procrastinated, you decided to do next week. All right, yeah.
And now I'm stuck where I ain't supposed to. I was supposed to be there because I was there and it happened.
Right.
But if I'd have been going according to my plan, I'd have been in Florida, going to Florida A&M, and I wouldn't have been in New York. Now the same things might have happened, but it wouldn't have happened in New York. And maybe, perhaps, when I went to Florida, I wouldn't have carried the gun. So that would have been a change of activities, of my behavior. You know, I'd have still been teaching, but I wouldn't have been teaching with that gun on me and doing motherfuckers. It would have been a change, you know? And I might have felt to that. But not to the satisfaction of doing a motherfucker. I didn't get gangster like that. I didn't, nah. So dig this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What area of concentration that we might could project to get past the cognitive dissonance?
I think we need different ciphers that are focused on different things. Like in particular, like us right now, we would be focused on like the media aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, then if there's somebody who might be dealing with medical, you know, like there's the herbs who do the doulas and whatnot, and we put highlights on those type of things. That makes it easier for a lot of other things that we start to teach. You know, cause see, like, you know, my interest might have been, you know, martial arts or whatever. You know, and coming around the guards and I see the brotherhood. Now I got more of a susceptible to hear the signs. So, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the pens got taken out of my head because I'm amongst a social equality that is, you know, there's camaraderie, there's the peace, there's the respect, and then, you know, and I hear brothers saying something that makes sense, mathematical and scientifically. Now these pens start to come out my head. You know what I'm saying? So. And I think that's one of the ways that we can combat a cognitive dissonance, because a lot of cognitive dissonance has to do with comfortability.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that comfortability.
Comfort zone.
The comfort zone has a lot to do with you know, they were raised this way. Right. So because they were raised this way,
it feels safe.
It feels safer. So anybody coming with something that's contrary to that, it's like, okay, even if it makes sense.
Right, even if it makes sense.
Even if it makes sense, like the real cognitive dissonance, even if it makes sense, that it's uncomfortable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
The truth hurts sometimes.
The truth, and it's bothersome. It's like an irritation, like irritable.
Right.
there's no God in the sky,
Right.
and that means I'm responsible. Then, nah, fuck that.
Right, they ain't taking that weight.
I'd rather give it the responsibility to
Right.
something else because then what if I'm wrong?
Right.
And that's the cognitive dissonance,
Right.
you say.
So dig this. That's good because that's where we go with the professionals. Okay, there's comfortability in society of the professionals. You know that this person went to college, got this degree in education, and did such and such and such. Now, how important is education to our current youth?
That's a great question, God. How important is education to our current youth? I would have to say, not very important.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Not very important, and it has to do with the application because a lot of especially I'm not so young. You know what I'm saying? I'm free knowledge now, but I know coming up, my attitude towards education had to do with me just being like a slick motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that I'm smarter than you, smarter than these people teaching me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm smarter than you. I know how to move and maneuver.
That's the key right there.
Yeah, I know how to move and I know how to get over. So here it is, you may charge me $1,000 for this course and or $1,000 for this program of the computer, and I just went through the back door and I got it for free.
Yeah, now see, that's a point that in the movie that I'm involved with is that the young brother Prince, he get knowledge in jail, and when he come home, he come right here, and it began to focus on that knowledge because he go to school to stay in the street, and the teacher get bombed by him, and he enlightened the teacher, and the teacher discovered and find out that all he learned was wrong. And he want to know where Prince got this from because it's profound and it's real, and he researched it and he come to find out that he was lied to.
Right. And that's exactly why education is not so important, because a lot of us go in there and we learn this science, and this is like someone may say that this knowledge is a street knowledge. Yeah,
that they do.
Right. So this
and we got to promote it that because this is the street academy.
Right.
And all the knowledge in the street, the father brought out the street and put it in the academy.
Right.
So he formalized it.
Right. So now this knowledge that we learn in the street, which to the so-called legitimate world is illegitimate. This is illegitimate.
Right.
So now we going into their legitimate establishment,
right?
And we're tearing them down,
exactly,
with this
knowledge that they claim to be illegitimate.
Right. So now we're looking at this, looking at it as some bullshit, I don't want.
Okay, right there. Now, for the current youth, to give it a sense of attraction and value, that the shits in the school is bullshit, right? And the shit in the street is what's happening.
Right.
So, in a sense, in cinema, we'd have to glorify the streets,
right,
to the extent with knowledge in the street,
right,
that the power is that knowledge in the streets, and the young brothers that's kicking it, and the young sisters that's kicking it is the real power. But now the transfer that they going to the school to show the teachers that they ain't shit, and they only going not only to show them that they ain't shit, but they listening to their mamas and their daddies to get this so they can get a better job. And better yet, instead of a better job, to be a boss.
To be a boss.
See?
Right.
That's street.
Right. Now that's street. But see, this is why I say that there's layers to this. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say there's layers to this because, in the street, we got this knowledge that was more right and exact than what given in the in the schools. But in the streets, there's the killings, there's the drugs, and there's so much other things that are happening.
Okay, but not from that perspective. We at the Street Academy.
Yeah, right. No, I know. Oh, you talk about kids.
Yeah, because we want to give this image.
Well, the image is that we take kids off the street.
We can't, exactly.
We taking kids off the streets and Street Academy.
We took them from that you just mentioned.
Right.
We took them from that.
Yes.
And brought them just like the Father did, and brought us in here, and we got the GED and went to Holland Prep. Right. And from Holland Prep, we went to the colleges. Right. Okay, and what made it glamorous for us is that Allah was teaching us, and He was teaching us them supreme mathematics. So we glamorized the supreme mathematics of what Allah is teaching us, and this is us. Right. So we glamorized what Allah is teaching us from what we came from. Like me and Doc Kim was talking, and we saying that when we everybody said that this was a jail knowledge because all has been in jail. I say, but I'm talking about Allah. Allah ain't been to jail. He was married. He had been in the army. He had been employed. Aside from an honorable discharge, he was a veteran. And he never had no contact with no police until he started teaching us. So how is this a jail knowledge when the leader of it never had no contact with no police until 1965? From 1928 to 1965, what was the change? 1963 he started teaching that he was Allah. 1964 he started teaching the 5%ers. 1965 they came and got him because he was the leader of the what? 5%ers. See, the people don't know that, and a lot of guys on earth don't know that.
A lot of people on face value look at this knowledge, God, as because a lot of us didn't know. Because I even myself, like in terms of Allah, didn't really know. Like when I was supposed to come to contact with knowledge, I wanted this knowledge for the fact that I learned that the black man is God. I want to know more about that.
That was Allah.
That was Allah. Now, but I didn't.
You didn't know it was Allah.
I didn't know.
But that was Allah.
I didn't know. Right, I didn't know that.
Okay. You said it's levels.
Right, there's levels.
You had the baby level.
Layers. Right. And it was
layers.
The layers of it, and just to also highlight that a lot of brothers that I did come in contact with this knowledge were coming out of the peanut. The peanut,
right? But that wasn't 64.
No, that wasn't. No,
that wasn't 65.
That was the 80s. That was the late 80s. For me.
Okay, that was then. So the dynamics of it changed. Right. But that was after the teaching. I'm talking about the initial teaching. That's where we got to go back to the root. The initial. We got to sanitize. How you say that word? Sanitize.
Sanctify?
No. Sanitize.
Sanitize. Clean it. Right.
Clean.
Okay.
We got to clean that image because they painted a negative image of Allah. They claim that this is a jail religion, or the teachings came from jail. Right. That's not so. Right. The one who started it never been to jail. Never. He was married. Right. With a family. He was an honorable discharge veteran from the U.S. Army. He was employed. He did all the things in society that law-abiding citizens do. Right. And then what changed the dynamics of his life? He started teaching the young 5%ers the knowledge of themselves.
And the fact that he was magnetizing the youth in such a way and organizing them in such a way that came off as a threat to...
No. They look, what he was teaching was the threat. Not organizing, none of that, God. What he was teaching. Do you know the statement that Barry Burton Roberts made out of that book from The Mayor's Man? Okay. And in the section, the chapter, a man called Allah. Barry Gottler's book. And Barry Gottler's book. Right. But the statement was made by Burton Roberts, the district attorney of Bronx County.
Okay.
And you know what he told Allah? That you could be Allah all you want in New York County, in Kings County, in Queens County. But if you come to Bronx County teaching people that you are Allah, I have your black ass in jail. Okay? So it was about the teachings. Okay? He didn't include, but I'm just saying, the gist was, and Hoover said that he had to take the father out the picture. And he recommended that they put him in Manawa. Hoover. The FBI. You can read the files. Okay? But the emphasis is that it was the teachings. That the father had no trouble with the government. Not even when he was Clarence 13X. Not even when he was a Muslim in the mosque. No trouble with the government. Not even when he was with Malcolm X. Until he left the mosque and started teaching the 5%. And speaking about Hoover, one of the COINTELPRO principles, come on. You out? All right, peace.
Peace.
Take care. Premise was that
say that again. Who's premise?
Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover, the director of FBI.
Okay, his premise was
that of all of his points to neutralize the Black Messiah, who was capable of galvanizing the black nation in America, was to stop the recruit of the Black Messiah. Who was the recruit of the Black Messiah? The youth. You not hip to the COINTELPRO?
Nah, I know a little bit about it. But
okay, Google it today, man, and read them 5 points.
Okay.
And the 5th point, after they get all the leaders, whatever they do with all the leaders, they say galvanize, I mean they say neutralize, I mean murder, put in jail, or run out the country. And the last point is to discourage the recruit. And the recruit was the youth. Okay, so Allah had the youth. He the only man that I know of in recorded history, in the annals of recorded, or either in the annals of history, that taught a young nation, God, that raised a young nation of teenagers. I can't, we could Google for the world. I can't think of one motherfucker on this planet Earth in the annals of the history of man that raised a youth nation. Can you?
I can't think of one.
Not Elijah, not Farad, not Marcus Garvey, not Malcolm X.
Right.
You know, not none of the Europeans, not none of the Asians, not none of the Chinese.
Or Indians.
Or Indians, none of them. Only Allah. That's how unique the Father is. That's how unique He is. And I want to convey that, God. And I know how to convey it by virtue of what we did. Everything that we did was unprecedented. That nobody did it before the gods. Nobody did it before the gods. Not rap or none of that shit. Nothing. Dress, none of that. We was the flyest motherfuckers in the world. I had all the gators, all the silks, all the suedes, all the leathers, all the diamonds, all the jewelry. I used to be hitting jewelry store windows. Young motherfuckers got jewelry. And I'm selling it and get dope. You know, then after I went from there, I had that motherfucking Heron. I was with the most serious crew at that time in Harlem, young teenagers. Pee Wee Kirkland, New York Fred. Yeah, I was their third in command.
So that was like a sign of the times, basically.
That was a sign of the times, God.
Yeah, because they was infiltrating with
the drugs. That was aimed at us.
Right.
That's how the teenagers got it. Because you may not know it, but they started the How You Act program. It was the first pacification program in America for the Harlem youth. And when that didn't stop us, because we multiplied even more. They came out with that in about 62, 63. We multiplied even more. And then when we multiplied even more, I remember it was a panic on heroin. No, it was a panic on marijuana.
Oh, whatever, huh?
And what they cut the marijuana, we was herb smokers. And they cut the marijuana off. And next thing you know, the dope came. And when the dope came, they let the marijuana back. But now niggas is fucking with dope. And dig this, that was the $5 bag. Yeah, it's open. Oh, the next thing they did with the $5 bag is broke it down. Thank you, God. They broke it down to, hey.
Oh, he's doing his usual. It's Megan.
Yeah. That's peace.
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, but they broke it down to the $2 joint. No, the $3.
The $3.
The $3.
$3 weed.
No, marijuana.
Marijuana, right? That's what
Not marijuana.
The heroin.
Heroin.
$3 heroin.
From $5 bags. And this all happened from 66 to 68.
So a 2-year period, they had like $3 heroin bags.
They put that out and made it easily accessible. And then it became so easily accessible that not only did they break it down to, instead of bundles, you got 25 $5 bags for $125. They broke that shit down and gave you 13 $5 bags for $42.50. Then they broke that down and made half a loads of $3 bags for $45. Okay, now you're getting 15. That's the 15. Then they broke that down for $2 bags, $30. You get 15 $2 bags for $30, and that made it really, like, we was getting.
Really available, just.
It was there. Like, we was getting. If you had a check, we was getting 36 something a week. You can go buy a bundle yourself and get sell that bundle and get your money back and make some money.
Wow.
And get in the hustle. I mean, they put it out there.
Made it easy to get into.
Made it easy to get into, and we got into it. But see, what was so devastating, man, that I don't know how it happened, but the crew started getting high. My best customers was the brothers I was hanging out with, and we had money, so it was no problem. They would come and get it by the bundles. Then they started getting it by the half a loads. You know, and then the half.
Well, I mean, just to think about it, you know, just to think about how that came about. You know,
Yeah.
You know, you out there in the streets, you're getting money, right? And you have your own personal issues before you're getting money, and then you seeing these people come up to you by the by the trolls, and they're getting this product from you, and they're having a temporary relief from whatever their problems may be. So you getting money, and you're like, I got all these issues, I need a little bit of temporary relief too, and start.
It was the fad.
Right, right.
It was the fad. It was the hangout.
Right, right.
Like, this would save me. That I'm with my crew, we got money, and now we sniffing, and we going to older dude crib. I forget his name. It'll come back to me. And he got a crib, he got rooms, he let us use the rooms. And but it's a couple that he pulling off to the side and introducing them to the needle by skin popping. Oh, you ain't got to put it in your vein, you could pop your skin. And they started that. And next thing you know, they got to have it. And they don't get as high as they used to off of the skin popping. They want the real thing. And he was doing that, but I didn't know it. Hanging out and going to sleep. And I would wake up before everybody, God, because I would throw up. My system was rejecting it, even when I was sleeping. And I would go to the bathroom, puke, clean up, and I come back in the room and I'm sitting around and these motherfuckers are still out. And I'm woke. I can't nod.
Yeah, no, right.
And we left the girls downstairs. That's what saved me. I went downstairs and hung out with them. They wondering when the rest of the guys is coming. I'm with my little girlfriend. They wondering when the rest of the guys coming. And they ain't coming. Them niggas up there. I can't tell them that.
Right,
I say they ain't coming. But I'm fucking with them, and I got to doing that on the regular now. You know, that I'm not even going to sleep now. I'm going downstairs and get this pussy. You know, and that saved me.
Right.
You know, and then they stopped coming because them brothers was changing, and they seen the change before I did. And I seen the change on a Saturday. That I came to hang out one Saturday morning, and I went to the spot where the older brother had the house, and nobody was there. And I had product, and I sold him some product. And he gave me a little word of advice, you know. He say, they ain't here because they got habits now. They chasing the bag. And we in high school. And I couldn't, you know, they chasing the bag.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I'm really cut you when you say chasing the bag, because now that represents chasing the money. When you
I know.
Then chasing the bag meant chasing the
heroin, the product. Because we had the money.
You had the money.
We had the money. We said jewelry store windows, clothes store windows. We had the dough. And then I went, you know, I got to do something with my money. I'm in the business. So we had the money and we had the jewelry. But they was chasing the bag. So I went looking for them, man. I couldn't find them. So I just went back uptown and started wondering, what the fuck? You know, and then I let my knowledge kick in. Because when I couldn't really relate to them no more because they chasing the bag, I really like started teaching uptown where I was living. And them brothers was like, they was some young killers where I came from. That's how we grew up, to be killers. And I put them down, and then next thing I know, one of them, two of them got hooked. Yeah, and that was a whole different thing, man. You know, but anyway, we went through that, man, but getting back to what we here for now.
Right. In terms of this, like you saying,
yeah,
right?
We got to
cut through the cognitive.
That's the key.
Well, you know, to do that, God.
Yeah.
I see that just us demonstrating us on
different levels.
On these different levels, the higher levels. Like
yes.
we have the mayor of Jersey, one of the mayors of Senate, you know,
Ross Baraka. He came to see me in jail, Ross Baraka.
Right. So and the knowledge is influence him.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We have principles.
That's right. That's right.
We have you know different people in all walks of life.
Okay, let's line that up. That's
what I want to embed with those people.
Okay, so let's make a list. I'll put it there.
Okay.
The PhD. Let's start with the PhD. Let's start with the PhD. The PhD, and we say the power to heal the dead, is the highest degree that you can get in society.
Academically, right.
Academically, this is the high, not Masonically.
Right.
It's the highest academic degree. They call it the terminal degree. Terminal is no more after that.
Right.
Okay, and we can go with that. We got some PhDs in our nation.
Okay.
Supreme Understanding of Law. Bilal.
I'm in the concept of Supreme Understanding. Yeah.
Bilal.
Bilal. I don't know that.
I know him, and we got him. Shakira, the wife of Shemeka.
I know somebody. I interviewed her.
Zaire wife.
Yeah. He gave me a wonderful greeting at the show and prove. So.
Okay,
yeah.
she's a PhD. It's
They out in Philly, right? They in Philly.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
I spoke to him. They already on it.
Okay.
Everybody I'm talking about, I talk to everybody except Supreme Understanding.
Well, I could talk to him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I know God. We could talk to all of them.
Right.
And they'll be willing. And now, those are the PhDs. Okay? And there's a couple other ones I can't think of offhand. There's a brother that's in Iowa, or one of them states. He's a PhD. His name is Islam. He taught here before, mathematics. And I would like him too. Now we can go down to the masters.
Okay.
There's several masters, male and female, and we can reach out to them. The first one is one of the firstborn, ABG. He got a master's degree. Umala, he got a master's degree. Brother in Massachusetts, Alim know him, but we can get him too. You know? Okay. Then we could throw a couple of the BAs and the BSs in there.
Right.
Okay, and work with that.
Well, that's one start, and that's
knowledge is always first.
Oh, yeah, of course, but also, cause see again, you know,
go ahead. Let me see
how this knowledge has been applied wasn't, and I'm talking about applied in a supreme way. Wasn't always through the academic channels. You get
yes, it was, God.
No, not all of them. Not all of them.
Give me an example.
Well, I'm saying somebody who became a business owner.
No, okay. I want you to understand when I said that the father, and that's where I'm going from that route. Business we could go to entrepreneurship.
Right.
At another time, another level. But what did Allah do? He took that knowledge out of the street, and where he brought it?
Well, here you're saying.
To the Street Academy.
Street Academy, right.
Okay, and I want to show that, God. I'm coming from this perspective.
Okay.
I'm showing what he did. Okay? And from here, he sent us to Harlem Prep. What is Harlem Prep?
That was a college, right?
An independent black college-bound institution.
College-bound institution, okay.
And he taught the headmaster. His name became God Cop. He was Dr. Edward Carpenter. And he became God Cop and put his flag in his office in the name of God Cop. So that was Allah's power. And I want to show that. You know, Alim went there, I went there, and there's a whole lot of other guys went there. God Cop is dead. I mean, he returned home, excuse me. But I want to show that. The route that Allah guided us on. He wasn't even here to complete it. In fact, he was, because that was his ticket home. 4 days before he went home on June 13th, the first alumni from the Fiverson Street Academy graduated right out here at Teresa Hotel from Harlem Prep. They had the ceremony, that is, at Teresa Hotel. Outside, on the stage, band and everything. First one. And Allah seen that. And that's what he did. That was, I did it, I got them going, and they days is going to college. From the street. All this was high school dropouts. You went straight through high school?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't.
Right.
I was a high school dropout, had to come back, get the GED, be put back on the path.
On track, right.
On track, on the path of righteousness. And this is what Allah did. And this is what I want to show the people, what Allah did. What is the importance of him and why he sent us where he did. And now the end results of it is these gods and earth got them terminal degrees.
Right.
These gods and earth became masters in their respective fields educationally. We got knowledge of self. That's what got us there, period. The knowledge of self. But we took that and went to, in society, to the higher levels.
Right.
Okay? And we got BAs and BSs.
All the way up to PhDs.
Yeah, that's the terminal. We got the top. We started at the top.
And then go all the way down.
Mind over matter. We started at the top and went down. We didn't start at that bottom.
Right.
We're going to show where Allah put us The basement, the foundation is at the bottom of law. We was high school dropouts.
Right.
You know? But what we showing is those who he taught to go to the top, and that was the PhDs, the masters, the BAs, the high school return. You know? And those that ain't got it, we still teaching them to get it.
Right.
Okay? And bring that out. Bring that fucking shit out. Because education in America, in the world, is dead. It's dead. But it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's dead to the academic world of this present world. You know what I'm saying?
But we ain't got no academic world, God.
No, we don't.
Yeah, so
Yeah, right.
what present world are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about the Caucasian world, like the academic world, like that.
Who is the leader in society of almost every field and aspect? The leader.
The Caucasian.
Yeah, so that is the academic.
Right.
And we mastered that.
Mastered that, right.
And that's what we want to show.
Right.
Our mastery of it. And that is dead. But we not dead.
Right.
But we in that dead system. Because we got to go through it to show our mastery. And what makes us powerful enough to go through it and show our mastery is the knowledge we got from Allah. The only man in the history of man that taught a young nation. And people got to get that, God. You got to get that and pick up on it and understand it. They got to get that. Allah taught a young nation. I was a baby, 16 motherfucking years old, dealing with government. Dealing with God. 17, knowledge God. No, that's knowledge Bill. Governor Rockefeller sent the first what was that motherfucker? Chief of Detectives. Eldred Waite, a black man. He is the first chief of detectives in New York City Police Department. And he came to 60 Center in the Lincoln Project with 3 police captains. Captain Hill, a black captain from the 28th. Captain John Hellman from the 32nd. And another captain that I don't remember, but he was from the 30th precinct, the Dirty 30. And they came, you know what they came with? To meet us, the Fiber Centers. We was working for How You Act. And we was on the Political Action Committee. And Shirley Milliton told us one night that we had a meeting, Political Action Committee. She didn't say Fiber Centers, she said Political Action Committee. At 60 West 135th Street in the Lincoln Projects. With some people. So we went over there, we smoked up and everything. You know how we do. And we got over there and we walked in the room to the fucking meeting in 60 in the community center. And here it is, this top brass, a police department sitting up there waiting for us. And this can't be the meeting. We ain't fucking with no police. But they said, wait a minute, come on in. Shirley sent y'all, right? They said, Miss Middleton sent y'all. Yeah, we the Political Action Committee. Yeah, okay, that's good. Have a seat. We really want to meet with y'all because y'all are Fiber Centers, right? He said, yeah, we the enlightened Fiber Centers. Yeah, well, that's who we want to meet. So they took us through the bona fides. The bona fides is to determine whether or not you are the people that you're saying you are. And they went through the fruit stand ride. Was we, you know.
Oh, part of that.
You know. And we showed them how, in the positive sense, that we protected the baby from an Italian store owner beating our baby, and we defended him and had to fight y'all police. Oh, no, it's no fight now. Yeah, okay, well, that's us. Well, was y'all involved with the, oh no, the Harlem Six, they mentioned the Harlem Six. No, them is our brothers that was falsely accused of killing a store owner, right? Okay. Then they went to the 64 riot because they said we started it. And again, we the people, we was falsely accused. Then they went to 1965 riot on the subway. And I told them, no, that was a police riot. But we was defending ourselves and blah, blah, blah. And they said, okay, yeah, y'all are 5%ers. I said, yeah, we didn't like 5%ers. Then they said, okay, well, we want to get your permission to campaign in Harlem for Governor Rockefeller. And we told them, no, we ain't got no problem with Governor Rockefeller nor his campaign workers as long as they don't come in our community telling lies and deceiving the people. Because we teaching the truth, and that's what we're going to protect the people's integrity about the truth. He said, okay. I said, but even though we civilized people and, you know, that's what we're about, I got to go to Manawa and tell Allah the Father this. And they said, that's what we want you to do. Because they couldn't go there. They put him in jail, in the bug house. So they had to come through the sun. We always used to say that, you got to come through the sun. And they proved it. So I went up there October 5th and told the Father. And he told me I told him right. In fact, I dropped the 18th degree on him. That we're civilized people, we do the duty of civilized everything. And the Father said, yeah, that's right, son. And after he concluded, he said, yeah, but you tell them you want them to pay you for keeping the peace. I said, yeah, damn. You hear me? And when I told them that, they said, ain't no problem. $100 a week for each one of y'all. This is in 1966. You know, I never made $45 on a legitimate job in 1966 until I made that $100 a week.
Wow.
And it went from maybe October 5th to whatever Tuesday, the first Tuesday of November. And we didn't do nothing. It was a no-show job. Now it was 5 of us. So we was getting $100 a week. That was $500 in the nation. And we was the nation because I had the crib on 120th Street, and that's where all the guards used to be. So anytime we got that money, we brought smoke, food, whatever the case may be. The nation.
The nation.
The nation. And the thing about it, that I don't know if we really realized the power that we was expressing, because it was all going to the Father. But they had to come to us to get to him, because they couldn't go to Manawa and, you know, talk to Allah, because they put him in the bug house. Now they're going to make a supplication to the bug man, and y'all put him in there, so they came to us, and we work in the political action committee for how you act, and we give it to the Father. But that was the power that we was welling through the Father's teachings. And it was great power in the Father's teaching. Because around that time, after that month, in November, we started the ministry. The Father started really teaching us of administrating the nation. You know? And only 16 was qualified. He was dissatisfied about that because Messiah Bishmi Allah Yahara was too stringent with the ministry. A lot more people was qualified, but they was...
Is it too hard on my brothers? What you're saying? Like,
yeah, that he could have been more loose. Like, just because, you know, this person wasn't a killer like us, you know, didn't mean that they wasn't teaching like us. And they was, and it was a lot of brothers that was teaching like us, but they had different ways. Like 3 of them that lived with me, that had the crib, and they chased them away.
And this had to do with the minister's book? Is that something the same thing?
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Okay.
That's the same thing.
Wow.
Naheem, the one that wrote God in the Ghetto, Naheem Glover, Malik, he was a saxophone player, professional too, and we as teenagers. And Skinny Jamal, all 3 of them was qualified. And they taught all over Mecca, just like me, and taught just as many as I did. And they knew the lessons just as I had. In fact, I used Malik's Malik's IBM typewriter to type up my first set of 120. You know? And they was qualified, but they couldn't make the ministry. And they couldn't make the ministry because of personal attitudes. And I didn't see it then, but the father saw when he came home that he's at the first parliament, he's seen anywhere from 800 to 2,000, depending on the estimate of who you take. You know, but he's seen a lot. And out of all them, you mean you only get 16 qualified ministers? Who did all the teaching then? That's his, you know,
right.
from his perspective.
Right.
How you just get 16 and look at all of them. Look at all them babies. You see, it's a beautiful picture. Let me show you this motherfucking picture. Look at this motherfucking shit, man. The joint is packed. The first parliament?
Right. This is one of Mount Mars Park?
On Mount Mars Park.
I think I saw the picture, but show me.
Yeah, the joint is packed. So I know the father's saying, damn, I know I got more ministers. I know I got more qualified people. Because look at these motherfuckers. They here. Yo, peace.
Your praise God.
So like, and they started messing with that drugs, and he started getting in their ass. And he didn't demote them, but he didn't give them no more assignments. He started like really giving us the assignments that was coming while he was in Manawa. Okay, look at that one. And it's another one below that.
Okay. I didn't see this one.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that crowd.
Yeah, I saw this one. The one
with the baby?
Is that Hashim?
Yeah.
That's Hashim. Okay. Yeah, with this one I didn't see that. See that one?
Oh.
I was trying to get to the little.
Get it right.
Yeah. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. And it's packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he wasn't, and them is all earth there. So who did all that teaching? If it wasn't people that was qualified. And he seen that. I didn't see that. But I know he seen that, and he was like getting in their ass, like, and then they was started, he seen that they was fucking with the dope. Hit me in the chest, because he said I was fucking with dope. But I wasn't. I stopped messing with the dope and was sniffing, not sniffing, drinking Robitussin. Cough syrup. That shit did the same shit.
It's the same shit.
Same shit. But I'm thinking it wasn't, and I'm nodding. But to me, I ain't nodding. But he detected. You know? And he was against it, and I like, oh man. And then he started like letting us know, man, don't even come around him with that shit in us.
Yeah. And I was building with Firstborn Hakim.
Yeah.
He was telling me about when Firstborn Messiah first started getting on it, and the father detected it. He was looking at him like, you? All people? Like damn. You know what I'm saying? And he started coming and getting his ass about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's when we like, yo. That's what, like, people that wasn't hooked really started saying they can't mess with that. Gotta leave it alone. Gotta leave it alone, because the law don't like that.
Right.
But Yahara, Messiah, Bishmael, they was already gone. And you couldn't tell. I'm talking about, they still tried to come around, but they had fucked up already and couldn't come out of it, or didn't come out of it.
Didn't come out of it.
You know? Prince, he was slick. He came out of it because he kept going back and forth to jail. Then when the father came home, I mean, when the father went home and Prince came back, he might have been dipping and dabbing, but it wasn't like, you know, before.
Right.
But Messiah and the father's son, Youngalaw, he got caught up in it too. That was my man. And then my man, God Supreme Brother, Al Java, he got caught up in it. That shit was devastating, man. And you would think that when the father came home, all that shit would have been corrected. You know, but
they try to be a little bit more slick. They try
to be slick
with it, yeah.
They try to be slick with it. And that was a point that you raised, that being slick was being cool. So we got to elicit, when we do the documentary, the slickness, the glamorization, the get over. The get over that I'm the man, you know. Right. I got to go get this education, but I'm the motherfucking man. Or I'm the earth or the woman.
Right.
You know, but we got to convey that it's, look, this is how we did it. Right. You know, we didn't go for they bullshit. We knew we had to go get that to get this degree and all of that and bring it back to the nation as qualified individuals. But we was the ones that was the joint, the shit, the man, the woman, the boss. The boss.
Being the boss.
Being the boss.
That's important.
Yeah, being the boss.
And that's what these babies now.
It's grammar.
That's what they look. That's what they grab.
That's what they on.
It's about being a boss. You know, and it's still that slick thing.
Yo, God, you said it.
Yeah.
You said it. In your time, it was being slick.
Right, and it still is. Right.
It's being the boss now.
Right.
And that's being slick.
Right.
In my time, it was being cool. Hip. You hear me? But it was the same thing. It was the same ambition, that we was youth and we was above the adults that was teaching us. That we was our own bosses. We was our own man. We was the man. Fuck what they got. We got to get it because that's the only way we going to make it in society.
Right.
But I'm the man.
Right.
I'm the one that's setting this off.
Right.
So that's how we got to come across. That, because we talk about that cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance.
We got it.
And a lot of it for the youth today, it's like it's cognitive. A lot of cognitive dissonance comes, and a lot of times even when, you know, like I know it's like with my son, you know, because it's like all the information is like right here at their fingertips. You know, I remember when my son was 8 years old and I was going through a build a destroy degree at 140. He looked at me and he says, "Oh, so you mean condensation?" That's what you mean. He said, "You saying all this other stuff."
What was his degree?
He's barely years old. So you talk about it. So you know, you talk about condensation.
He knew already.
You know already. So I'm just like, wow, like, and it kind of stuck. It froze me for a second because, like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he knew already.
Right, you knew already.
So look, we got to go there.
Right.
You got to put it in them terms.
Yeah. Right.
You know, instead of saying what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquake, we got to speak about condensation and then come in with
that degree. Right. Now, because that's my favorite degree, and as I'm going through it, and as I'm telling,
that was the degree that the father dropped in the mosque when they put him out.
Right.
I got you, God.
Yeah.
We on point.
So you know, and seeing that, like, you know, we gotta bring it.
Yes, sir.
Bring it
on their level.
On their level.
And look, their level is more advanced than
what? Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I said we got to deal with the condensation and then bring that 8th degree. Instead of doing, you was dealing 8th degree, and he said no condensation. That's what we going right there to him.
Right.
And then bring that 8th degree in.
And like I said, God, like we just, as long as we give it to them on their level, and a way that they can, now
receive it,
it's accepted, and it's palatable,
and feel comfortable, and it's applicable,
right? Applicable, and it's palatable for them, so they can receive it.
That's right.
All that tastes, that tastes good.
Yes,
that's good. That's something that I want more of it. You know what I'm saying? Because see, for me, you know, my initial attraction was like, you know, the wisdom. Like, oh yeah, you telling me all this history. Like I know I had got into it so many times with Ahmed. You know, Ahmed would ask me for $1. And I would kind of reject him. Like at first I didn't reject him, but then after a while I rejected him, and I didn't realize that he had so much history. Because at that age, I didn't care about the history.
Yeah.
I want to know about how the sun was made.
Right.
Tell me how the universe was
Right.
came together, and how the black man is God, and put all this. Show me that.
You want the side.
I want
You want the high side.
I want the high sides. I want to know that. Tell it to me in a fly way that I can remember. And
Right.
I can go and I can recite.
Right.
It. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I can show them
A phrase.
A phrase. Give me some phrases. You know what I'm saying? That you know.
A catchable phrase.
Catchable phrase that I could repeat.
Right.
You know, and you know, and that's what attracted me and kept me around for a certain amount of time.
Right.
And then later on, I started learning the history.
Right.
And it's something, you know, with my son, because he comes around, he likes it. When he called me, peace, God, you know, happy degree day, God. You know, like, so he
know the language.
He know the language. He loves the language. He loves this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know that, you know, he's also attracted and, you know, mixed
And
up
other things,
things,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So, what is it that can bring it down to earth for him to say, you know, and they got to be somebody his age. And I know he has old dad kicking it,
right?
And he respects it, but at the same time, like he got to be something on his level.
Okay, so now we got to find some younger people.
Younger people. That's another important thing. We need somebody.
I know.
That's very pivotal that we can find somebody between the ages of 13 and 19.
Right, 13 and 21.
13 and 21. You know
and we could.
Right.
We just got to scour a little more.
Right.
Okay.
And they here in the nation.
Yeah.
They here.
Now another brother I want to include is Saladin.
Oh, I just was in Canada with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Him. That brother is dynamic.
He's dynamic.
God, Saladin.
God is really on point. He was telling me he got a class, and he's not even an actual official teacher, but he goes into the community and deals with the parents.
I know.
And tells them, that's how he gets grants from the
everybody
from the community.
Everybody, and he got a lot of history up in there because his uncle was Henson.
Right. He did.
And he pulled all that in there. He got he started the Atlantis Bill. Atlantis Bill. Right, exactly. Oh man, he doing great work. He definitely got to be highlighted up in there.
Yeah.
You know, but we could get work with a treatment.
Okay.
And we could do all them layers.
Okay.
That you're talking about.
Right.
You know, and then we could work with it to get the right person to put on the video to relay it.
Right.
Wherein they'll be more receptive to that person who is relaying what we conveying.
Right.
The narrative. And we lead the narrative. That's what we do.
Right.
You know, we'll lead the narrative by asking the particular questions to elicit what we want them to say to the people and how to say it to the people with the proper image.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it would be beautiful if we could, Supreme understand, he got a young face.
Right.
You know? But he's real aggressive and reckless in the way he said.
Sometimes,
the way he said, he don't give a F.
Right.
You know, but we could work with it. We could get what we got.
Right. The layers of it, and
the layers.
It should be shown also. And what I appreciate about the 5% as I was growing, you know, is the connection to the father or fathers back to the son and the son back to the father.
Right.
That connection there, you know, because I didn't have a father. You know what I'm saying? Or the father it wasn't really a father figure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just seeing that and seeing how the older brothers connected with the younger brothers, and the older brothers were passing it down to the younger brothers, and the younger brothers were helping to preserve older brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when I was coming up, you know, my stepfather, or even like I said, even some of the 5% around here, my attitude was more like, man, fuck that, man. Because when you're trying to take from me, I don't want to preserve it. I don't want to. I want to disconnect. I want to show how great I am.
Yeah.
But then, you know, looking closer, and no, we still family.
Right.
You can't say fuck your older because they paved the way for you.
Right.
And I didn't really see that as a arrogant youth.
Right. But that's a good point. And connecting the dots to that is the law said that the babies was the greatest. So in that connection of the father got to let the baby know that they the greatest.
Right.
so that they don't want to make a disconnect
Right.
with that other shit.
Yeah, right.
The baby is the greatest. You the greatest.
Right.
I may be older,
But you the greatest.
but you the greatest. My next generation, you is gonna be greater than me.
Right.
Cause you're gonna have what I got and what you going to get.
Right, right.
That's good.
Absolutely, God. Yeah.
Yes, we put all that together, God, it's gonna come out powerful. Now dig this, technical. We gotta come up with a unique light scheme
You said light skin, you mean?
that, like, background and lighting. That our lighting,
Oh, you mean the way it's done, the way it's shot? The way it's shot. Okay, I know. I got. What you're saying.
yeah, cause
I got.
all the images have to have all of the colors of the rainbow coming from the face.
You know what's interesting too?
Did you hear what I said?
All the colors. No, I'm not. I get exactly what you're saying. And I know why you're saying that too. You know, talk about like the to convey a certain image. Because
Yeah.
when you do this video, lighting is very important.
Yes.
It's like painting with light.
Yes, sir.
You know, now on this YouTube channel that I got here, right? I got now up over 11,000 subscribers.
Good.
Right now, this 11,000 because I have over 11,000 subscribers. They have something in the city called YouTube Space, where they give you a space and they actually allow you to have equipment and everything. Allow you to give you equipment. It's almost like a
studio.
Real studio.
Wow.
Floors and everything, a whole bunch of floors and green screens and lighting and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they allow you to come in there. You gotta make an appointment.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. But they because
And you up in there like that?
because I got more than 11.
You ever been there?
I haven't been there.
Okay.
I went there. I tried to get in there, but they stopped because I didn't have an appointment.
Oh.
I
So
had to
that's
go.
all you gotta do is get an
I
appointment.
gotta go through the channel.
You gotta go through the
I
channel.
gotta and show them that I have
11,000.
11,000. Actually, the requirement is over 10,000. So
You got more than enough.
I got more than enough.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's good.
yeah.
You talking about equipment
and
area
and resources and
resources.
spaces. You know,
Professional.
and they want to open up the doors for us. You know,
That's good. That's damn good.
And then you know,
Wow, you built that motherfucker.
and then I get to communicate.
And I was the first fucking.
Word is born. You said you know how to do it, God.
Yeah.
I said yeah. You said you got to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow. That's good, God.
Yeah, God.
Congratulations,
Peace,
boy.
God, you know.
That's damn good. Now we getting ready to. We talking about million motherfucking viewers.
Right. Exactly. Right.
That's what I want to go. 1 million or more.
Right.
500,000 would be all right, but I want to work with 1 million or more.
Maybe more. Right.
viewers.
Well, I mean, like I said, we get it's
We got
going. It's going.
It's going. We get that
You know what I'm
equipment.
saying? So you know,
Yeah, you talking- that's good.
One step at a time, God.
Yeah.
You know, and as I keep building up the channel and seeing like have even discussions going back and forth. They want
Right.
to hear from the older guys. They want to hear from. They want to see more youth.
More youth.
More youth. You know what I'm
More
saying?
youth.
But by the same time, they want to hear the history from those
Right.
who were there.
We
so,
get a history, but the current.
the current, you know what
The
I'm saying?
current.
So it's a balance about, like I said, connecting the older guys or connecting the father.
Plus we can hit
Son.
Riz. I want to get Riz on camera too.
Oh yeah. We gotta do that.
Yeah, we got to do that. He with it.
Yeah. You know what?
Cause he gonna do the score.
You want him to do the score?
They said that's what they say they want. I got to see RZA on the 18th. I spoke to Freedom. I'm going up to Boston with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
When is this? You said 18th?
Yeah, November 18th.
November 18th.
They up in Boston. They got a big show up there, 2 days.
Okay.
I went up there one time with them before. I told you about the champagne, didn't I? No, I told Doc Ken that.
What's that? We're having champagne.
Yeah, that's what Arif, Jamel Arif, when I was with them, he said, yo, here go a bottle of champagne. This is yours, coming home present, and you drink it all by yourself. Damn, drink a whole bottle by myself. And that shit started singing up on me. I gave some girls something.
He started singing on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add on, God?
No, that should be real good because we got the objective of the documentary.
Right.
The highlight, the uniqueness of a lot of Father's teachings. And he was the only man in the annals of time and history, human history, that taught a youth nation. And there's no other that I know of. And if you can find one, let me know, and I'll bear witness to the truth. But the truth that I know, he the only one. And I was Knowledge Equality. I was a member of that. You know? And how those teachings stretched out under his directions, the path of righteousness that he put us on. And now it's coming back, and from an educational perspective, of the PhDs, the masters, the BA and the BS, and all of those high degrees, and the GED.
Right.
You know? And he set that off. And I want to, you know, let it be known. But the main thing is that we really want to get past the 85%, the 10%, and the 5% cognitive dissonance. Right. We really want to get past that. That they know the truth, and we want them to accept the goddamn truth without rejection, because they feel comfortable with the disbelief of their bullshit. Okay? And we're going to get it. You know, we're going to get it. And that's peace. And we're going to work with the new equipment and the new studio and all that shit.
Yeah. We're going to get it.
Yeah. Cutting edge, baby. It's time, too.
If Mega did this.